Hello, first grade and first grade families. We are going to do the second story from the ELA reading packet for first grade for the week of April 6th. So, the first story that we read was about a dog named Elvis. It was called The Secret Life of Elvis. And Elvis was kind of a silly dog because he didn't really like being a dog. He didn't like that he had to chase the mailman, and he didn't like that he had to eat food off the floor. So after we read that story, we answered some questions about it. And now we're going to read the second story from our packet for this week, and it's called Bark Beauty. So as I read the story, I'm going to use my cursor so you can see the little thing that's moving on the screen. And I'm going to move it as I read each word. What I want you to do is while I'm reading it, I want you to use your finger, just like you do in guided reading with your teacher. And I want you to touch right underneath each word as I say it. If you think you can read it with me, that's even better. So how about we try and read it together? Where I'm going to move my cursor on the screen and you're going to move your finger. And we're going to read another story and answer some questions about it. Now, remember that in this story, when we are hearing it, we are going to think about the characters. Who are the characters? What are they doing? Where are they? So we are going to read Bark Beauty. Ready? Get your finger ready. Bark Beauty by Molly Leonard. So Molly Leonard is the author. She wrote the story. Okay, fingers ready. You ready? The pickle bottoms have a problem. Something is wrong with their dog, Elvis. They are watching him from the window. What is Elvis doing? Look at the pickle bottoms. How do you think they look? I think they look kind of worried. Now, they said something is wrong with Elvis. Think in your head and make a prediction. What do you think is wrong with Elvis? What is he doing? Okay, let's see if you're right. Fingers ready? Is he sick? Penny Picklebottom asks. He has been sleeping standing up. Why would he do that? And why would he gallop around the yard? Mr. Picklebottom asks. Now, gallop is a different color. That means it's a new word that we need to learn. So, gallop is when an animal with four legs runs really fast, like this. So, Elvis is galloping around the yard. Why would he do that? And why steal my best blanket? Is he cold? Miss Picklebottom asks. So let's think. Elvis is sleeping standing up. He's galloping around the yard, and he stole Mrs. Picklebottom's best blanket. Why do you think he did that? What is going on with Elvis? Okay, let's get ready to read the next page. Now everyone is quiet. They watch the dog. Elvis prances through the yard. He has thrown a blanket over his back. Prance is when you walk kind of silly and it's kind of like you're dancing. You're prancing around. So Elvis is prancing through the yard and he has a blanket on his back. Elvis shakes his head every few steps. His hair blows in the wind. Then he jumps over a low tree branch. Oh my goodness. Elvis now has a blanket on his back. He's jumping over these tree branches. He's prancing, kind of dancing through the yard. What do you think Elvis is doing? What does that dog think he is doing? Mrs. Picklebottom wonders. Last week, he tried to sit in my lap like a cat. But now what? Dogs don't prance. They don't wear blankets. Mrs. Picklebottom is right. Elvis is acting strange. He is not acting like a dog at all. What do you guys think? What is Elvis doing here? Elvis runs inside. He dashes under Penny's legs. Then he stands up. Penny is sitting on Elvis's back. Penny's eyes open wide. He's a horse! Then she yells, "Giddy up, Elvis, let's ride." And into the garden they go. The end. Look at this picture. Who is this? Yeah, that's Elvis. Who is on top of Elvis? Penny is on top of Elvis, and what is she doing? She is riding Elvis like a horse. Isn't that silly? Okay, let's think about our story, what the characters were doing, and let's answer some questions. You ready? Get a pencil or a marker or whatever you have and circle the answer that you think is right. Question 1. What is the Pickle Bottoms problem? The Pickle Bottoms have a problem in this story. What is their problem? Something is wrong with their dog? Something is wrong with their window? Or something is wrong with their tree? Let's think. What is the Pickle Bottoms problem? Something is wrong with the dog, something's wrong with the window, or something's wrong with the tree. Now it says this is from page 1 of the story, so we're going to go back and double check. Even if you think you know it, we always go back and double check. So let's see. The Pickle Bottoms have a problem. Something is wrong with their dog, Elvis. They are watching him from the window. What is Elvis doing? Now, to be even better, if you found the answer on this page, you can circle it to show that you found it in your story. Okay, let's go back to our questions and do number 2. Question 2. What is this page mostly about? So if we had to say just one thing that this page is about, what would it be? Let's see our options first. Elvis is feeling sick. Elvis is stealing things, or Elvis is acting strange. Now let's go back to page 2 of our story. Okay, this is page 2 of our story. Let's see, what is this page mostly about? Now everyone is quiet. They watch the dog. Elvis prances through the yard. He has thrown a blanket over his back. Elvis shakes his head every few steps. His hair blows in the wind. Then he jumps over a low tree branch. So think about all these things Elvis is doing. If you had to say one thing that this page is mostly about, what would you say? Let's go back to our question. So Elvis is feeling sick, Elvis is stealing things, or Elvis is acting strange. Which one is that page mostly about? Okay, let's do question 3. How do the Pickle Bottoms feel about Elvis? So think about the family of Pickle Bottoms. How do they feel about Elvis? Do they feel sad? Do they feel worried? Or do they feel angry? Think about how they feel. Let's go back and use this picture. Elvis is outside and they're outside in their house. Look at their faces. How do they feel about Elvis? Do they feel sad? Do they feel worried? Or do they feel angry? Okay, let's look at question 4. Where is Elvis? Use the text, so the story, and the picture to answer the question below. So look at this picture. Is Elvis in a forest? Is he in a yard? Or is he in a park? Where do you think Elvis is? Okay, question 5. How is Elvis acting in this part of the story? Look at these pictures. So we have to go back to page 3 and we have to see how is Elvis acting. So I'm going to go back to page 3 of our story. So let's see here. This is page 3. What does that dog think he is doing? Mrs. Picklebottom wonders. Last week he tried to sit in my lap like a cat. But now what? Dogs don't prance. They don't wear blankets. Mrs. Picklebottom is right. Elvis is acting strange. He is not acting like a dog at all. So let's go back to our question. How is Elvis acting? Do you think he's acting like this first one, where he's kind of licking his paws, looks kind of happy? Is he acting like our second one, where he looks kind of cold? Is he acting like our third one, where he's licking his paws, but maybe looking kind of worried? Okay, 2 more questions. You're doing great. Keep going. What did Elvis do last week? He sat on a lap. He wore a blanket, or he pranced around. Now, this one's kind of tricky because Elvis did more than one of these things, but you need to really think, what did he do last week? So last week, not today. Now, it says that we can go to page 4 of our story. Okay, let me make sure this is page 1, 2. Nope, here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, we need to find out what he did last week. Oh, this is page 4. Sorry, everyone. Okay, page 4. So we need to find out what he did last week. If I look on my page, I can see right here the words that say last week. I think this is going to give us our answer. What did he do last week? Last week, he tried to sit in my lap like a cat. But now what? Dogs don't prance. They don't wear blankets. Okay, so let's go back. What did he do last week? He sat on a lap. He wore a blanket, or he pranced around. Okay, last question. You guys can do it. Ready? Which animal is acting like Elvis right now? which animal is Elvis acting like right now? Complete the sentence. Elvis is acting like a bird, a horse, or a dog. Which one is Elvis acting like? Okay, here's the real last question. I lied. I'm sorry, first grade. But you guys are just too smart. You're doing too good. You have to have one more. You ready? This is the real last one, I promise. You ready? Question 8, last one for real. Look at what happens first and next in the story. Choose the event that happens last, so at the end. So first we see the pickle bottoms in their window, looking out the window. Then we see Elvis with the blanket on, prancing around. What happened last? Which picture happened last? Is it this picture? Elvis looking at Penny? Is it this picture? Penny riding Elvis? Or this picture with all the pickle bottoms looking out the window? What do you think? Give me a thumbs up when you're done. Awesome. Okay, first grade, give me a big high five. Boom, give your brain a kiss. Say, I did awesome. Okay, we're going to have a new reading packet for you every week. So I'll be here to read the stories with you and to go over the questions. Remember, if you have any questions or if you need anything, you can call your teacher during their office hours and they will help you with everything you need. Okay, I'll see you next week. Bye, first grade.